we need an intro, like a ba 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 ba. You know,
we can set that up actually. So I was working on it.
Really?
Yeah, we can totally set that up.
I think that'd be awesome. Oh man.
Yeah, we can totally do that if we want.
How does my lighting look? You see that? This whole live stream thing is coming along. I put lights forward of me this time, so I'm not just lit.
Look at that.
Yeah, I feel like it looks.
Yeah, I need to work on that. Oh, we got one. Sneak. Do you know who Sneak is?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's.
I guess we probably don't need to add him on the live stream, but anyway.
He was commenting a little bit last week. I remember that.
Oh, true.
Oh, it's Jacob. I know. That's who it is. Jacob. He's one of the younger guys that comes into the shop.
Sweet.
Adjust this a little bit. There we go.
TJ, I know it's not. You're right. We're late by 2 minutes. We apologize.
To be fair, it was Derek's fault.
100% my fault. Yeah. There's a lot that goes on in the afternoon, so trying to get on at 7:15 can be tough, but we make it happen. Okay, we don't. It's 7:17, but it's close enough.
We're here. Cool. Well,
should we dive into stuff? We got 4 people so far.
Let's just go. There's 6. Boom. Let's go.
Look at that.
Okay. Upcoming games this week. East Idaho Airsoft has seen a massive drought and disturbance in the. Just kidding. There is a game this week. Everyone's coming in the shop this week like, man, there's no games posted. There's no games posted. So I did talk to Ammon. Blake, Mallory, and I will be hosting a game this weekend at Midway. So we will be helping out with that to get a game going so that we can get people out playing. I think it'll be a lot of fun. So just expect typical classic games, deathmatch, capture the flag, attack, defend, all the good stuff. If you haven't played at Midway yet, it's freaking awesome. My favorite field by far. I mean, and that's strong words coming from me, someone who spent literally years helping put the island together as well. So it's an awesome field. So this Saturday, 9 a.m. Was 9
a.m. What was that?
No, there's just a little lag. I heard you. 9 a.m. Saturday at Midway Operations Center. If you aren't familiar yet where that is, go and follow Legacy Airsoft Events and Rentals on Facebook, and all the information is there. It's in Louisville. It's a great field. Super easy to get to. Cam says there's lots of rain this Saturday, so if you aren't prepared for rain, get prepared for rain and still come to the game.
There you go.
Yeah.
This is why I need to get my HPA setup going so I can play in the rain and not.
Yeah, right? 0 battery, 0 electrical, nothing, just all mechanical. Yeah.
Oh, I guess mine will have electrical still, but it'll still be way better than AEG.
Yeah, it'll be just a little bit. Anyway, so that's upcoming games for this week. Long term, looking forward into the future, keep an eye on our calendar on the website. We will keep posting events as they come up on the website, keep that updated, as well as classes and training and all that stuff that we're going to be doing. But just keep an eye on that. Every 2 weeks at least is pretty much what we can expect with Midway through, at least for the winter, until the island is
December as of right now. This is the plan.
So every 2 weeks is what we can expect, but we'll post details on that as we can. Other than that, long-term events, we've got a couple posted for October. For those of you who are interested in an awesome MilSim experience, American MilSim is hosting 1861 Part 2 in Colorado on October 21st and 22nd, my birthday, if anyone's wondering. So I'll be going to that with a bunch of guys. We'll have a big old squad from East Idaho Airsoft out there. It'll be a lot of fun. And then on the 28th, There is Return to the Farm is what it's called. Is that right? Yeah.
Yes.
Hosted by Mr. Thornton Danielson and Isaiah Laura and Angry Unit 1 Airsoft. So that'll be an awesome game. Next week, I'll make sure to kind of bring in some of the items that we're going to be helping them raffle off. We've donated some items, and they have graciously purchased some items for you guys to be able to win at an event that costs you nothing. All they ask is that you buy raffle tickets to help them, and that'll help them kind of recoup some of the cost of those items, but it's a free game, which is awesome, and it's extremely well planned so far. So anyway, TJ just made a comment. I'm glad that you found somebody to play Airsoft with up in Montana, because I've been to Montana a few times. It's hard to find people in general. So to find an Airsoft group in Montana, and
there's a store out there
too. So is there really?
Yeah, the only thing with the name is that store. I talked to them recently. Can't remember. TJ, if you know the name of that store, let us know. I can't remember off the top of my head right now.
Oh, and TJ says for that event that they're hosting, they're also going to have T-shirts for sale, which is pretty cool.
What?
Yeah, they've got a really, really cool like purple pumpkin logo that I've been putting on the stuff. Yeah, and it's a pretty cool logo. So I know that that's going to be on there somewhere as well.
Oh, that's nice.
So anyway, for upcoming games, that's what I've got. We had the competition last week. We are planning on holding more competition events here at Advantage Airsoft in our awesome little shooting bay area, which is super fun. There was a lot of talk about a carbine. Do
you want to go over how the competition went real quick?
Yeah. So let's talk about that. We had 10 contestants, right?
Roughly 10.
12.
Yeah, something like that.
We went over quite a bit of stuff talking about it with Mr. Daniel Cooper from Bonsai Tactics after the shooting competition. We learned a lot. We felt like it went really, really well, and everybody that came had a blast. I mean, there was
I think first of all, we just want to say thanks to everyone who came out. That was, I think it was more fun than I was expecting.
Yeah.
And it went way smoother than I was expecting. And so obviously we've got some changes we want to make for long-term longevity of this, but man, I huge thanks to everyone who came out. That was such a good time. And everyone shot super well. So definitely excited for next week.
It was very competitive. Very competitive. And we learned so much. I mean, like, I feel like everybody learned something about their equipment and their ability to use that equipment. We definitely learned some of that as well, shooting ourselves, but we definitely learned a lot about how to run the event a little bit better. Yeah. I don't think anyone was upset about how it went. It was definitely a lot of fun, but there's definitely some things that we kind of reflecting back and talking to Cooper about. We're like, okay, we're going to change a few things. So like in the future, you can expect a little bit more time dedicated to like safety briefings. As airsofters, that's kind of something that we neglect a little bit, that we've tried to reinforce in the community a little bit more. I feel like as a business, we've done a pretty good job of that. But there's always more that we can do to be safe. And we want you guys to be able to have an experience that you can move on to possibly even, competitive shooting with real firearms. And so there's really strict rules that come in that realm of shooting. And so we're going to try to incorporate more of that and really, really be specific on keeping things safe all the way through. There wasn't anything that was like blatantly unsafe that I noticed, that no one was like really in danger, but there's just some things that we can always do better on. And again, we want you guys to learn those things so that if you decide to go to like an actual shooting competition, then you're not like, holy cow, I didn't know it was so strict, or get disqualified for something silly because you just didn't know.
Yeah.
So,
a lot of things just like muzzle discipline and stuff like that, making sure we're keeping everything pointed in the right direction and stuff.
Yeah. Landon Delaney responds, it was crazy. And he's saying that because he won. Okay. Landon Delaney won. It was again a fierce competition. Ultimately, Landon won a $120 custom holster from LS Armory in Rexburg, which is awesome. And he got a hat from us. You're welcome. So yeah, I think we're gonna keep working with companies, probably local companies, and I mean amongst ourselves as well, to keep providing awesome prizes for people that win those things. But yeah, it'll be awesome going forward. Holsters was a big thing that we talked about with Mr. Cooper as well. I think hopefully we'll see a lot more guys looking for holsters. I know that the 2 holsters that we had here are sold. So,
are they really?
Yeah, both to guys that were wanting to come to the competition or did come to the competition. So we will definitely be hearing more of those. We do sell a great option for a universal style holster. As long as you don't have a weapon light or anything on your pistol, it'll fit into that holster pretty much. As long as it's like a standard frame size.
I've got one laying around here somewhere, but I thought I had it right here in my bag. I don't.
Yeah,
but they are fantastic. I've used mine for many, many, many years. Yeah. On multiple different size frames and stuff, and it's been awesome. Yeah. So I'm glad that we're able to supply those because they're super affordable. Super affordable. I don't remember exact pricing on it, but
they run about $30 or so, I think. But yeah, we definitely will be getting more of those in for you guys. One of the other things we talked about was there wasn't many people who were reloading, but as we do more of these events, we might even require reloading at some point during a drill as part of the competition. So we're going to come up with a way to pad the floor or provide somewhere for people to drop mags freely without worrying about them breaking on the concrete, which would be great.
Yeah.
We learned that 24 targets is too many. Considering most airsoft pistols have like a 12 to 20 round capacity. Yeah. So we're definitely gonna limit the target count a little bit more in the future, as well as probably getting more targets, different varieties of targets, I should say, so that there's different things to shoot at. One of the things that Cooper brought up that I really liked was using specific colored targets. Like we could get almost like sticky notes and put it on a target next to another target so that you really have to be critical on which one you're hitting. Like if you've got a bright red sticky note covering a target next to one that you're supposed to shoot, if you overshoot and hit that one with a sticky note, that's it. You're done for that round. You can't go on. So kind of like instant lose targets, which is kind of a cool idea. And then, just we talked a little bit more about organization, how to move things along smoothly, and so we had a lot of good ideas on that. So we'll be looking to you guys who come to those events to help us out a little bit more with keeping things moving and resetting targets and reminding people who's on deck and all that stuff. So it was super, super fun, and definitely, once again, we learned a lot. So.
Yeah, and have patience with us as we are trying new things. So there's things that you want to try or things that we do and it doesn't work, please let us know because we're kind of learning as we go on this. So
yeah. Cool. So yeah, that was the shooting competition. Look, just keep an eye on next week. We will be posting up another competition.
I think the plan is to be doing those weeklies kind of going forward.
Well, we'll probably what I would like to do, because there was so much request for a carbine or primary competition, we'll have to find out rules for that and how we want to limit it, because we will have to limit FPS for indoors and stuff, obviously. The targets can only take so much, but we'll probably say 350 for a max shooting limit for indoors, which I think most people could probably get to. But then, bring your carbine out, bring your rifle out, and have an opportunity to basically do the same style of shooting in competition, just with your primary instead of a pistol, which I think a lot of guys are more comfortable with. We'll probably have a few more people show up to that type of thing. So, but do those alternating weeks. We have pistol one week, carbine the other week.
Yeah, I think that'll be a lot of fun. I'll have to come up for some of those for sure because I didn't get a shoot last time. I'm still disappointed about that.
Yeah, you shot a little bit at the end, but
yeah, that's fun. Yeah, we should. Also, I think we're going to look at stocking more race guns in the future. So guys who really get into competition.
We just got a new one in today.
Really? What is it?
Yeah.
What is it?
So it's another Lancer Tactical.
Okay.
Before we had the LT7 after the shooting competition, that showed pretty quick. Like it was gone before the end of the week. And then just today we got in a brand new. Blake and I are trying to figure out what to call it because it's bronze, but it's like a deep plum bronze color, and it's really cool. So it's the
space color, right?
6. Yeah. So
yeah.
LT6. This one doesn't have the RMR mount position for it, but it has the nice fiber optic sights like the Terran tactical pistols, basically.
Yeah.
But a super, super cool looking gun. And it's the 5.1, so it's the long slide. So adjustable sights, you can actually sight it in for competition. And yeah, it's a great pistol. So yeah. That's about all I got for competition stuff right now. If you guys have suggestions on cool pistols and other competition style material that you want to see in the shop, let us know. Definitely want to hear your suggestions on pistols. More and more people are buying pistols, so I'm kind of like, yeah, I'll take your suggestions and we'll get what we can get.
Yeah, and the other thing that we are looking into right now is if anyone wants to build high kappas, we're looking into becoming dealers for some different custom high kappa companies. So if you're interested in building a high kappa at some point, please let us know. And if you have any preferences to reach out, that's something that we would love to carry for you guys. But a lot of times we have to buy a lot of inventory. And so if there's interest, it's a lot easier for us to invest in. So if you guys are interested, please let us know. We'd love to carry this kind of stuff. Or AAPs. Yeah, we could totally carry a lot more of those AAP parts too, because those are way fun. Great content.
We've done a few custom AAP builds.
Yeah.
So cool.
Do those AAP fit in those 5.78 holsters, those universal holsters that we were talking about? Do those fit?
That's a really good question. If not, I know that we regularly carry like the AAP specific quick draw too. So
okay, perfect. Just want to make sure that those guys who want those for comps are covered, because I'd hate to not be able to help a lot of those guys now, you know?
Yeah. Sweet. Well, Derek, you want to talk a little bit about the Pistol 1 class that was held last week? How'd that go?
Yes. So it was awesome. We ended up only having one guy show up. But I talked a lot to him about his experience in the class and things. And he couldn't say enough good about it. He learned a ton, was able to take away a ton of homework, so he was able to apply that to real firearms to improve his actual shooting. He said he was surprised how well everything transferred over. I'm really excited to get to the range with him this week to kind of go over some of the stuff that he learned and kind of help him refresh on some of that stuff. But yeah, we're if Bonsai Tactics, if you're willing to come out again, we'd love to have you. And yeah, it went better than I expected it to, for sure.
Yeah. Well, it was interesting talking to Cooper for a while. I asked him a question at one point while we were kind of shooting around and setting up targets. I said, "What is the biggest downside for using airsoft, or the biggest limitation for using airsoft for real still training?" Because I've always had the kind of impression, talking to people, that, like, you know, their impression is that they need to train recoil, right? And that's the downfall, is that airsoft guns don't have accurate recoil. But he agreed with me that that's not a concern that I have anymore, because I don't train for recoil. I mean, I accommodate for it. I work with it when I'm shooting real guns, but I don't train to have recoil, right? He thinks the biggest downside to using airsoft as a training mechanism for real still is just the difference in point of aim and point of impact, and kind of fixing that issue with airsoft guns in general. There has been a lot of airsoft guns over the years produced that just, the primary objective is not necessarily shooting where the sights shoot. And so I'm hoping that now, as we're seeing more and more airsoft guns get used for legitimate training, some of those minor issues that we just don't consider as much for airsoft, players, people who literally it's a hobby for us. We haven't really thought about that as much, whereas now it's being used more legitimately for training. I think some of that's going to be fixed, and you're going to start seeing more and more high-end training pistols come out with more accurate barrel setups. And you start seeing that with a lot more in the aftermarket realm now. But later on, when we get to our tech tips thing, I'll give some tips on how to fix some of those issues. But
it's interesting. Well, it's interesting too, because I upgraded my MP years and years ago, so the Bucky might be a little worn out, honestly. But I think I've got a Lambda 601 barrel in it, and it shoots super consistently, super straight, but it's nowhere near point of aim, point of impact. Right. And for those who don't know what point of aim, point of impact, when you line your sights up, is that where your BB's going, or is the barrel not lined up so it's shooting like over here or something? Right. Which that was my problem. I started shooting when I started kind of racing some guys afterwards. I was using my sights, and I was consistently shooting, low right? And then as soon as I just ignored the sights and shot how I always shoot, which is just more or less intuitively, I just pounded targets. But that's not how you're supposed to.
I noticed that too. Once I stopped getting stuck in my sights and just started looking at the targets, it's amazing how intuitive it can be. But one of the things that he and I talked about, we're going to be ordering a couple guns here to test, a couple pistols specifically that I know to be pretty reliably accurate point of aim, point of impact pistols. So we're going to get a couple of those in again and try them out and see how they work for that type of shooting. And we'll probably end up carrying a few of those specifically for that purpose, let alone all the options for red dots nowadays. We're seeing more and more of those. So we'll keep hearing.
I know. That's one thing I'm really excited to see. I bet you anything, I'm calling it right now. I bet you at SHOT Show we're going to see a lot of new red dot cut pistols coming from the factory. I mean, we're already seeing it now, but I think this could be the year for airsoft pistols to be released with.
Well, it's kind of like back when you couldn't get a Glock, and you couldn't get an M&P. You had to order it from Taiwan or whatever directly, and that's kind of where we're seeing the market now. Is they're out there. The companies are making them. They're producing them. It's just that they have to work on the whole contract side of stuff to get everything branded and get rights signed over and licensed so that we can actually get those imported and sell them to the U.S. market. So I agree.
Which is so frustrating sometimes. I understand. I'm glad that we live in America. I'm glad that we have people who get to get paid for their ideas. But, man, it slows down my fun sometimes.
Gosh darn those intellectual properties.
Lancer. Yeah.
Cool. But sounds like that was a good class. I think we'll definitely try to host something like that again, as well as other classes. So cool. So I added a segment in here. I wanted to talk about
new segment. I don't even know what this is. Let's see what it is.
I just threw it in here. Okay. So product highlight. I wanted to take a second to plug a brand that I really like. Sisu. Derek, do you want a Sisu?
I have one.
Yeah, you have one. How's that Sisu treated you, Derek?
Oh, I thought I said, do you want one? I was like,
no, I said, do you have one? Do you own one?
Oh, yeah. No, I've been using my Sisu since we opened the store. It's right after we opened the store, we both ordered them.
Yeah, I think you showed me Sisu.
I did. I'm trying to remember where I found it out about it. It was someone showed it to me in the airsoft market. I'm trying to remember where I first found it. But, man, I haven't found better mouth protection by far. It's super low profile. Has $30,000 of dental insurance if you register it. So, you're pretty much covered.
This is what I've been using a lot more recently. This is a Sisu Go. So it covers primarily the front 4 teeth on the top, which is, to me, that's the most important because that's generally what gets exposed the most. Everyone's a little different, but I don't really have huge buck teeth sticking out the front of my face. So I'm not super worried about them, all of them being covered. It's mostly these front teeth. So that's the one I use most now. It's a lot smaller. It's easier to talk and drink and everything. And that one, when you register it, you get $35,000 of warranty coverage.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. And then now their Aero, this is another one I use. I use the Aero Large if I want all my teeth covered. I was wearing one of these the other night when I took a spill, and I definitely, if I wasn't wearing these, I probably would have chipped a tooth just because I was grinding my teeth so bad. But $50,000 of coverage on that one. So, and it's super simple. A lot of people probably don't do it, and they should, but they've got a little serial number on the back in a card, and you just register it. Not only that, the box that it comes in doubles as a case. So,
really?
You keep your plastic from your box. You have a case, but we do sell cases here too. So, and I fit both of mine in my case. So I just want to talk about those. Just plug them a little bit. They're awesome. They're inexpensive. They're really good insurance for those of us who don't have, better insurance. So come and buy one of those. They're really, really awesome.
I think between both of us, we have used just about every form of mouth protection over the years. I
definitely still find a place for like the full, soft mesh mask or the balaclava or whatever. But there's just nothing quite like running just a mouth guard when you don't want to have to wear something on your face.
Well, I'm also, as many of you know, I'm paranoid about safety, especially when it comes to my teeth. And so I'll wear a Sisu with a balaclava and one of those little mesh inserts, which we have at the store as well. That's probably my second favorite. Is the Sisu is probably number one. If I can only use one, it's going to be the Sisu every time. And then having that little mesh mask. I mean, it's like 2x4. No, it's like 1.5x4. It's really a small little mesh section you slide in a balaclava right over your teeth, and that's another awesome solution for face protection. But I like to double up on both of those because it feels like this doesn't always stay super secure, but it makes me feel good inside most of the time.
It's not only impact protection that you got to think about. Like, how many times have you hit your head, Derek? Plenty of times, right? No, when I say I took a spill the other night, I mean like I sprained my ankle. I couldn't walk the next day, and I hit my head hard. I was wearing my night vision and everything, so you got all that extra weight up there. And when you fall and you hit your head like that, or like you got a plate carrier or whatever, and your chin comes down, and I seriously probably would have cracked a tooth just because I was doing that when I fell.
Yeah.
I mean, my kid was in here the other day jumping up and down, and he just about bit through his tongue. And granted, he's not playing airsoft, but that's a legitimate concern. I think a lot of people neglect with airsoft. It's not just impact protection you have to be considered about. It's literally, this is an impact sport. It's a combat sport. And we have to think more about like, how are we going to protect our teeth from our teeth, and from impact from falling. So, yeah.
But for insurance purposes, it's a very safe sport.
Yeah, but play it your own. So
all right, I think it's all product highlight right there. CCs are a solid option, though. Definitely check those out. Should we jump to our next section there?
Yeah, stuff we're testing.
What are you testing right now, Joseph?
I got a new toy. So as you know, I'm going to 1861. That's the plan right now. So I have been trying out several different plate carrier styles and chest rig styles. The 1861 game is a lot more hiking. It's a lot more woodsy than a typical milsim, I think, that people consider, like kicking indoors and throwing grenades into buildings. Like 1861 is not like that. Yeah. So I decided for this, I wanted to go with a chest rig that was designed to be taken on and off a little bit more easily. So this is the Emerson Gear MF style UW Gen 5 split front chest rig. Just like every other Chinese product on the market has an excessively long name. But it's a split front chest rig.
Yeah.
It has modular pocket inserts. So each of these pockets that fits 2 magazines right now has a Velcro insert. And then
just like micro rig.
Yeah, it's basically a micro rig, but split front with extra pockets. So you can fit in the typical micro rig inserts, or it comes with a whole area of inserts in the package for AK mags and 308 mags and M4
sub guns.
Yeah,
nice.
So, and I wanted to go multicam tropic because I'm playing on cost. So
solid choice.
That's how it clips together, and then it's got this nice little tab here. So even if you want to like just cool off and run around like this, you can just open it up and breathe for a bit. But yeah, that was one of my complaints with chest rigs while I've been going through this whole exploration, is that so many of them are hard to get on and off because you have to undo the buckles from the side and then put it on. And then, like, I'm a big guy, and reaching over all my gear and everything to hit those buckles is kind of a pain in the butt. Not only that, it has inserts on the top or on the back as well. So this is another insert. So I have a whole map pocket right there. And then over here, I just inserted 2 extra magazine pouches there. And I still have room for my radio, which is a rather large radio. That's the Islands HD1. It's a pretty big radio. Which even then it has Velcro on the back, so I could add a radio wing right here and use that just for water. And then it has another water pouch plus all the other.
I'm really trying to see how that carries, because my big thing is like with plate carriers, you get weight on the front and back, so it's not too bad. Yeah. But looking at something like that, I wonder how it's gonna, if you're just gonna like strain your back muscles more with all the weight.
Well, and I'll be wearing a backpack too, because I'm running my HPA setup, so I'll kind of be
gotcha.
a little bit that way. But I mean, I have everything that I need. I mean, like, my mags are loaded, my radio's in here. Basically, the thing I'm missing is my water bottle, which 32-ounce water bottle is not going to be super heavy on the side of my body. So as it sits right now, it's pretty much loaded up, and it doesn't weigh much at all. It's comfortable.
That's not bad, man. That's something like for a little bit longer game. It's not a bad setup. Yeah. Are you gonna run a belt as well, or just that?
I'll have a fanny pack, just for like some snacks and the little Gatorade gummies that I carry, and batteries and stuff like that I might need. So yeah, that's pretty much it. The thing is, Emerson Gear has really stepped up their game, I feel like, over especially the last 5 years. Their prices have gone up a lot. This was $120. It was not a cheap chest rig.
No.
But especially when you look at like an actual Haley D3 CRX Heavy that I bought recently as well. That's a $200 chest rig, but it's made by like an American company. I can say though, like, it is accurate. It is multicam fabric. It is multicam. Like all of the nylon straps, everything. It's multicam brand, legitimate fabric. It's even got their little authentic logo on it. It's just made in China, so it's a little cheaper. But I'd say build quality is pretty close to what I would expect out of a U.S. based company. So I'm really happy with it. We'll see if it holds up. I might end up eating my words later, but.
You'll have to report back with how your gear setup went.
Yeah, I'm excited. As we get closer, I'm still trying to find a bag that I like. I'm trying to find something that would be like something like an Eagle Yote, like the Beaver Tail Yote pack, but those are like $300. So I'm actually looking for a good repro or airsoft style or brand backpack that I would be as happy with as I am with this. So we'll see how that.
You should send me a message later. I think I can get you hooked up there.
Sweet. But yeah, that's what I'm testing out. I'm gonna have it at the game this Saturday, so we'll see how I like it. it's definitely comfortable. So
Awesome.
Anyway.
Yeah, well, might as well get some time on it. I might try and come up this weekend. Now I've got a new lower receiver. For those of you who don't know, when I flew to Indiana for an American Milsim game, one of my Simon Platinum receivers broke, which is not that surprising. Not the strongest of receivers, but I finally got a new one. Is that going to cause us problems on lives holding a receiver? Probably not. We're probably fine.
it's
but,
airsoft. Hashtag airsoft only. No real.
But I can finally fix my other gun so I can actually come play one of these days because I haven't had a functioning gun in a hot minute. It's been a couple months, so I may try and come up this weekend. Is it just a morning game?
Yeah, just morning 9 to typically about
noon or so.
2. Yeah, we last week they played till 4. So
wow.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't be willing to stay out there that long, but Ammon will do it if people are there. So,
man, I may swing by. That'd be fun. I need to get out and play a little bit. It's been a minute, and I think I've got a free Saturday, so that'd be fun. Change things up a bit.
Yeah. What are you testing out, Derek?
Ooh. So I may want to save it for another live. Well, I'm going to keep teasing you guys with that. I keep pushing it off. We're going to save it for another live, I think.
That's fine. That's cool. Keep testing it out. Bring it this Saturday, and then
I think I will bring it this Saturday. That's my big thing. I haven't had enough time to test it to really have an opinion yet, other than messing around within my house. We all know that's not thorough gear testing, and we want to be more thorough. So, and the other thing too is that if it goes well, we're hoping to be able to stock them. I've been talking to the company about it because they're a pretty small company, so it'd be cool to be able to get a couple of them in for you guys if they prove well.
Sweet. Yeah, that's what I got.
Awesome. Should we dive into our next section?
Yeah, if you guys think of any gear that you want to see us talk about, let us know. We'll get what we are interested in and tell you about it.
Or if there is things that you know that we have experience with, and you have questions, let us know because we love talking about gear, as you know. So
it's definitely not an airsoft specific topic, but I have been getting more and more questions about night vision lately. So if that's something you guys want to hear us talk about at some point, Derek and I have a little bit of time and exposure. And in other words, like probably hundreds of hours under night vision. So
between both of us, yeah.
Cool. Last thing for you guys. I wanted to talk a little bit about. Oh wait, I missed something. We're gonna go back to product highlight. I gotta show you guys this. Okay.
What's up?
Check these out.
These are dope.
These are Advantage Airsoft employee and sponsored player inspired stickers. So guess who that is?
Ooh. I've got a pretty good guess, but you guys drop in the comments. Who do you think that is?
Yeah. I'll give you a clue. It's a Bison. A G3. I have no idea who this guy is. He's handsome, though. Gosh, look at that fella. This one's Derek's favorite.
That one is, I love that one.
With the freaking hand grenade in his hand.
I need that sent to me. I'm going to pick some of that up on Saturday. I need that sticker in my life.
Yeah. This one's not directly inspired by anyone, but it's pretty cool. Jory did this one just because, we've all gone through our Pit Viper phase. It's so awesome. And then we're throwing glasses in here. Pretty cool.
You need one of those too.
This actually, I feel like this actually looks like him. For those of you who don't know, this is supposed to be Ammon. Man. Bandana. He wears that bandana all the freaking time. So that
looks good.
And then these ones are just inspired by the old place because we had chickens running around everywhere. So we got a combat cock, Jory calls it.
This was trademarked already, but
and then our beloved Pine Cat. So these are going to be for sale at the shop. The Advantage Airsoft Tactical Animal Pack. So they'll be up for sale probably starting like tomorrow. I know Jory just finished 30 packs of them.
Shoot.
And
Hey,
yeah,
Jory,
these
if
are
you're
all
still
made-
watching,
this is all custom and original artwork done by my wife, and all printed here and packaged here. So come support our first original product, stickers.
hey, Jory, I've got a really, 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 really cool idea. So if you're watching, we need to talk sometime because this is a dream that I've been wanting for a while. And I sent Joseph a message about it and he didn't respond. So
What?
I'm bypassing Joseph.
I
We'll talk
don't
about
even remember this, but yeah,
it's
probably
such a
right.
good idea.
I feel like you send me a lot of messages that I just don't respond to, and I feel bad about it. But that's
I have a lot of ideas.
so. If you guys like these stickers, tell me your favorite. And let's do this. Are you ready for this?
Ooh.
Name your favorite sticker out of that pack I just showed you. So if you don't remember what it is, go back and watch it and look for your favorite. And we will pick one person tomorrow to give away a pack to. So comment your favorite.
What we should do is run an IG poll.
Oh, that's what we'll do. Give us suggestions on the top stickers, and we will run a poll for the best ones. And we'll pick someone tomorrow. So watch our Instagram. We will post a poll, and we will pick somebody who votes to give us a pack.
Or there'll be a separate post about the giveaway with requirements. It'll be awesome.
Yeah. Just watch our Instagram, and we'll find a way to give somebody a free pack of awesome animal stickers.
It'll be great. I promise.
Landon, if you said you like the G3 Bison, but I want to know who you think it is. I want to see if you actually get it right. Okay, cool. Sorry, jumping all over the place, but I had to go back because I completely forgot about that. And I was just sitting right here. I'm like, oh my gosh, I forgot to talk about it.
Yeah, I'm glad you remembered.
So my gun tip corner. That sounds weird.
Yeah.
I don't know why. That's just a weird phrase. We're gonna have to come up with a better name for that.
I completely
like
agree.
gun tip corner. I'm thinking like the tip of a gun. But how about Joe's tech tip corner? We could call it that.
Or we just get rid of the corner.
Yeah, just the corner.
Or we just call it a corner. Anyway,
yeah.
Let's hear your tech tip. Corner.
So we were talking about accuracy, pistols, consistency, and everything earlier. I watched a really informative video the other day. I'll see if I can find it and give the guy credit because it was super, super interesting. As I've been dabbling in HPA stuff a lot more, I wanted to make sure that when I built mine, I got the most accurate and consistent and reliable feeding setup as possible in my system because I'm really unfamiliar with HPA, so I'm honestly learning a lot. So I found a video by a guy that explained the difference between buckings and why different buckings are made differently and why they act differently. And some of you might be familiar with different buckings have wider openings to feed BBs into, and some of them might have narrower openings, and some softer and some harder. And the reason for that is because some air nozzles finish their cycle closed and some of them finish their cycle open, right? So it's really important that as you, and this isn't as applicable for pistols, but it can be, and I'll explain a little bit more why. If your gun ends its feed cycle with the nozzle open, it's open bolt, then you basically have a BB floating in the hop-up chamber ready to load as soon as that air nozzle moves forward, right? The issue with that is a lot of people will unknowingly put a wide feed lipped bucking in their hop-up unit with an open bolt setup, and the result is overfeeding and double feeding and sometimes spontaneous dumping of your entire magazine into your barrel. I've had that happen before, and I was like, what the heck just happened? But that can happen if your feed lip bucking, or the bucking on your feed lips on your bucking are too loose, right? So if your nozzle's back and you just have BBs floating in there, then they direct themselves into those feed lips and they can spontaneously, feed your BBs like they're supposed to. But those wide-lipped feed lips on your buckings will feed best with a closed bolt system. They're very consistent because they tend to be wide enough that the tip of the nozzle will seat really firmly and seal really firmly on your air nozzle. So you get very, very little air loss as the nozzle, or as your system releases air. But they just have to have that closed bolt function. If you have an open bolt function, like I've been working with some higher speed builds lately, as I've been working on some guns and specifically with computerized trigger units. So for instance, I'm working on one right now that has a Jeftron MOSFET in it, which is a very versatile MOSFET system, down to you can control the timing like you can with the Gate Aster or the Chimera or whatever, down to the millisecond on the timing of the gears, right? But as you're changing the timing on the gears, you're also changing the timing on your feeding, right? And you can do that with the layered chips and things like that to change the tappet movement, which is what moves your nozzle back and forth. But if you change the timing to a point where it stops with an open or closed bolt, then you have to change the bucking to match that so that it feeds properly.
Oh,
yeah.
I did not realize that. You'll have to find that video. We'll post it if you can find it, because I want to watch it.
I'll definitely share it. It was really, really interesting. Just today, I finished up a repair on an SR25 for a buddy named Tyler. He's probably not watching because he's not cool like you guys. But no, he's been anticipating me fixing this SR25 for him for a while, and it was having feeding issues. And that feeding issue I solved by just swapping the bucking, and actually by changing from an 11.1 Titan to a 7.4 Titan, just to slow down that timing on the gear set so it stopped with the nozzle back instead of forward. So super simple fix. You can do it as easily as just changing the voltage on your battery. But something to consider. So if you guys have more questions about that, come into the shop and talk to me about it here. We carry a huge array of buckings for that specific purpose. And we can generally fix your feeding issue pretty easily if you come in and it's sometimes as easy as a $15 bucking swap and a $5 bucking. So, yeah.
Not bad.
Anyway, that's your tip. Bring your stuff in. We'll make it work.
Yeah, I think, and we're finally through that crazy mass amount of guns we had for tech work. So,
yeah, we're finally caught up. Yeah, I sent you the message afterward. I had a massive amount of ROTC guns to repair for training, and they got them back the other day. They were really happy, really excited. So there's a whole freaking basically a whole company of guys now training with airsoft guns up on campus. So,
well, we need to get in touch with them at some point so we can go be OP4 with them. I
was talking to them about it. They're very, very interested in East Idaho Airsoft, especially helping them out with some OP4. The issue is that so many airsofters are so good at airsoft, it might be a little unfair to the Army guys.
I know, that's kind of my thing. You guys want to go wreck some Army dudes who don't know what they're doing yet?
They're just learning, guys. Be nice.
I don't know. I think that'd be kind of entertaining, honestly.
Yeah.
It was funny because I wonder if it's the same guys at ROTC, but when I was in ROTC, we were using paintball, and I brought it up to them. I was like, why don't we use airsoft? And they laughed at me and kind of like said that it's a joke. And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay. And here we are.
They came in. They came in soon after we first opened the shop, and yeah, we pointed them in the right direction. But that, college kids are kind of rough on stuff. So when they got through 2 years of ROTC drill work with those guns, they were a little frustrated with how quickly they started falling apart. So I spent many hours putting them back together. So,
and hopefully over the next couple of years, we'll get them better stuff. It'll be great.
Yep, they're gonna be ordering quite a bit from us, so it'll be good.
Cool. Well, you guys got any questions or anything else you want to talk about tonight? I think we've gone through all of our stuff. We're about almost an hour. So,
well, let's recap on upcoming stuff. So Saturday game, 9:00 Midway. If it isn't already posted on Facebook, it will be soon. So go follow Legacy Airsoft Events and Rentals so that you can be notified when he posts that and any other event. And I'll be there. Sounds like Derek might be there. Yeah. And then Mallory and Blake are going to be helping me host that game. So that'll be fun. And then upcoming next week, keep an eye on the schedule for competition. Then the event in October, the 28th, TJ has T-shirts available for that. If you want to order some T-shirts, then make sure you get in touch with TJ or Isaiah Laura or Angry Unit 1 Airsoft. Dylan just posted a question about the event. So not tomorrow. There's an event on Saturday. If you're referring to our shooting competition, that'll be next week. And the competition,
we're doing pistol next week.
Yeah,
for clarification.
We're doing pistol next week or carbine?
Pistol. Let's do pistol next week.
Okay, yeah, we'll do pistol again next week. So pistol competition next week will be $15. The event on Saturday, if you want to come to that, that'll be $20. And that'll be through Legacy Airsoft. So, yeah, make sure you come to that. Dylan Mon is another excellent trainer. So we've been talking quite a bit. See if he wants to come over and help me host a class as well. That'd be awesome. But yeah, Dylan also wants to come to an airsoft event. So, you should just come to the game next week, Dylan. Cool. So yeah, that's upcoming events. And then of course our 1861, if you want to make the drive out to Colorado, there's a group of us going. So if you need tips on how to get going to something like that, let us know. I'm probably not the best person to ask for tips on American Milsim game. This is my first American Milsim game. But I'll try. So, cool. Any other questions? Let us know.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well,
that's what we got. Just so you guys know too, we're investing quite a bit into this whole live stream thing. So we really appreciate the involvement and the participation. We don't have the hugest viewership right now, but we definitely have quite a bit of commentary. Commentating. There's a lot of comments. That's all. The comments. So while we may not be the biggest and best podcast, live stream, whatever you want to call it right now, we're working to make this more fun. So if you have any ideas, if you have questions, if you have ideas for stuff that you want to hear us talk about every week rather than just us talking about the cool gear and everything because we're nerds and we like gear, then we'll talk about that stuff too. But yeah, let us know. Sweet.
Cool. Well, guys. Oh, TJ, we have plans. We have plans for some guests. We've got one lined up right now. We're working on get some stuff figured out, but we'll have someone on probably next 2 to 3 months. We're still trying to get schedules figured out and things, but he's already committed.
I like that idea that Landon just brought up too. Maybe do a weekly sticker giveaway for people who actually watch the live while it's live. I like that idea.
Yeah, I like that idea. We'll have to do something along those lines.
I know.
Sweet.
I know for a fact Jory has some really cool designs that she can even do like holographic stickers now too. So maybe we'll come up with one. We'll try that next week. That'll be fun.
Yeah, I'll start posting about that.
Cool. Well, yeah.
All right, guys. Well, unless you've got anything else, then we'll call it night, and we'll talk to you next week.
Send us ideas for next week. I'm running out of ideas.
I
I have plenty of ideas. We could keep talking for a while if we wanted to, but you guys might get bored eventually. So
yeah.
All right.
So if you guys have ideas, let us know. Other than that, we could give away patches.
I need to talk to Dylan about his stickers and his patches because he also does stickers. And we do need patches. So,
TJ. All right, I think that's our sign to leave when TJ says bye.
Okay, bye, TJ.
We'll see you guys next week.